Why the Philippines is my favorite country on planet Earth. In this episode, I will be showing you exactly why I am so enamored and in love with this little slice of perfection in Southeast Asia, and how my journey there 2.5 years ago still remains with me today. Welcome back to another Friday episode here on the Nomads channel. My name is Jamie, Instagram links below, and thank you for tuning into this one. With that said, I'm going to jump right into it. 2.5 years ago, I decided that I was going to go on a 2.5-month journey through Southeast Asia, where I went to Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Indonesia, and even a brief stint in Western Australia. But of all those destinations and of all the places that I've been to even previously and since, nothing has quite stood out like my time in the Philippines, specifically on the island of Siargao, where I spent an entire week exploring some incredible islands, snorkeling through some reefs, jumping off dive boards, going through some rivers, and seeing some of the most beautiful sights and tropical views that I've ever seen in my life. But the reason that I have this incredible affinity for this destination isn't just the fact that it has some incredibly blue water, or some great coconuts and some palm trees, and it has this great beach life. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. And it has entirely to do with the people that I met while I was there. You see, I was fortunate enough to spend much of my time with local people and Filipinos that don't see too many tourists. I stayed in the town of Davao, which is about 25 minutes from the main tourist hub of General Luna. That's where most of the hostels are, most of the Airbnbs, and all the resorts and the different sites that you typically go to see, as well as the main surfing destinations are there. For decades, that's kind of been the hub of tourism in the island of Siargao. But it was the people in Davao that I would hang out with every single night that really made me fall in love with the place. Going to little barbecues that were hosted by locals where there was not a single tourist around was something that I did every single night. And I even remember having a couple kids with BMX bikes that I would hop on and try to teach them some tricks, and they didn't even have concrete, let alone a skate park, and they were still getting out there and trying to learn new things. And that really took me back to what it was like when I was a teenager going to skate parks in Canada and doing that all the time myself. I would spend a lot of time playing with the neighborhood kids, whether that was soccer or catch or just any random games of tag, as that was just an awesome little way to connect with the people there. I even went to an island outside of Siargao that, as far as I'm aware, I was the only tourist to ever visit. And while there, I was able to explore a village of about 30 people and go through another village of maybe about 500 and really see how the Filipino people live the island life and live it with so much vigor and passion and happiness that it really stuck with me. On the island of Corregidor, I was invited into the home of the mayor for lunch for some boiled squid, which was one of the most memorable experiences of my life. To have somebody, a total stranger, look at me as an outsider and welcome me into their home for a cooked meal and share it with their family. That was something I never experienced in my life as I've traveled, and it's still a memory that I hold on to dearly today. I remember traveling around with other Filipinos, including my tour guide JR, as well as my Airbnb host Rosalie, who were so sweet and genuine. And they too also invited me into their home for some home-cooked fish and for dinner. And I got to connect with their family a little bit as well as their community, and that was just lovely. And it was pretty incredible to me that not only does a place have this much raw beauty and natural wonder, but it also has locals that really do care about you and want to be generous and want to share their stories and their life and their time with you and give it as much as they possibly can. And that was certainly a lesson that I wanted to keep with me for the rest of my life, and I still keep with today, is to open your doors and your mind to people that maybe are unfamiliar or that you've never met, and learn their stories, because I had people want to learn mine, and that felt so great that I want to be able to say that I can do this for others moving forward. It really did fundamentally change how I wanted to live my life just in that short week while I was there. And even though it has been 2.5 years since I did pay my last visit, I can't wait till I have the opportunity and the chance to go see this place once more, to go to Siargao and to go see other islands, and to really connect with more Filipinos and more people and dive further into their culture and their food and their way of life. For me, that's what travel is about. It's not about taking a vacation in a beach destination. It's about connecting with the locals and the individuals and sharing unique experiences with people that you would not be able to find at home. It's about living life in such a different way in new environments and challenging yourself to try new things with new people in new places. And to me, that's why travel has been such a foundational piece of growth for me in my early 20s. And that is really what I want to encourage every person watching this to go out and try. Go to a destination and don't just stay at a resort. Meet the locals, share their cuisine, listen to their stories, and if you can, learn a bit of their language. This is where true human connection really meets, and I can't say this enough that I honestly believe that travel is the ultimate antidote to bigotry in this world, and it really does expose you to some incredible opportunities that I would never have had ever. To this day, I still think so fondly of my time in Siargao and the Filipino people and the most generous and kind and warm souls that I've had the pleasure of stumbling across as I've journeyed into the rest of the world. And I really hope that I can fill my life with more of these experiences and take those lessons and apply them to other countries and other cultures and other people and just create a full bucket of wonderful memories with wonderful people. And so in a few minutes, that's exactly why I fell in love with the Philippines. It wasn't just the beaches, it wasn't just the palm trees or the taste of the coconuts and the smell of the salty air and the warm temperature in the tropics and all these other things. It wasn't the drone shots that I got, it was none of that. It was all of that and the people that really guided me through the most wonderful experience and week of my entire life. And if you enjoyed this video, it would really mean a lot if you could leave it a like, leave a comment, and let me know your thoughts. If you've been to the Philippines, let me know what you think and what was your favorite part, especially if you've been to Siargao and have experienced something similar to me. But until next time, I will see you next Friday on another episode here on the Nomads channel. Thank you again, peace and goodbye. Woo!